What's up guys, this is Coach Donny from Elevate Yourself, where we change lives through volleyball, training, and inspirational content. Welcome to my Volleyball Coach Reaction to HAIKYUU Season 2, Episode 21. If you're new to this channel, I'm a volleyball coach, volleyball player, and personal trainer who provides volleyball tutorials, jump training workouts, and other cool volleyball videos. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and click that notification bell so you never miss a video. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for more content. I actually think this is physically possible to hit the ball so hard and so downward that the ball does land on the floor before the server lands on the ground. I think I can find a clip of that. But I think that's another great way to emphasize how powerful and how ruthless Oikawa's serve was. I did notice the music change where it was this eerie trumpet sound, and the animation was over the top when Mad Dog came on the scene, and it definitely made you feel like there was this eerie evil presence on the court. This totally caught me off guard when Suki did cover the ball instead of Nishinoya, and like you said, it is a sign of Suki's incredible but very gradual growth of how he's slowly buying into the volleyball world and being okay with trying harder and committing himself more to the Karasuno volleyball goals. This is actually a fun way to express high expectations for your teammates in a fun way without putting too much pressure on them. I would do this sometimes too, where I would say, hey, you better get the next kill, otherwise you're going to owe me $20. This is another sign of how realistic HAIKYUU is, because I know we've had these fun interactions on my team, and I've heard other teams actually make these type of jokes in pressure situations as well. Thanks for appreciating that I do react to entire HAIKYUU episodes, and to me it just makes more sense that way, because you kind of want to go along with the journey of me watching these videos. And I know if I'm watching someone's reaction video, I want to see their facial expressions, their side comments, their sounds, because to me that's a lot more telling of what they're thinking during the episode. If you've been enjoying my videos, please consider supporting me on Patreon, where you receive exclusive access to my monthly live Q&A sessions, monthly podcasts, my private blog, behind the scenes footage, and more. Now let's get this HAIKYUU party started. That slow-mo spinning ball animation never gets old. Ooh, I love that sketchy style of animation. And there's that eerie trumpet sound. The coach is like, yeah. Evil look from the coach. Oh, because he's from the back row. Interesting that the coach probably knew that he was from the back row, but he still got excited about the potential. Ooh, I like it. Iwazumi putting Mad Dog in his place, not afraid to put him in his place. But now Mad Dog got it out of his system, so we'll see if he can actually get points legally. Kunimi. I wonder what position Kunimi plays. Ooh. And K-pop is also giving his few words of, hey, you gotta chill, dude. That makes sense. Since I've coached both boys and girls volleyball, people often ask me, which one do I enjoy coaching more? I have to say I actually enjoy coaching both for different reasons, because there is a small difference between interacting with guys versus girls. And when people say you have to choose one, I would say if I had to choose to coach one forever, it would probably be girls volleyball, because in general, female athletes are a little more coachable, at least in my experience. Not to say that boys aren't coachable, because there have been many teams that they have been coachable. But when it comes to earning respect, male athletes they'll respect you if you're better than them. And sometimes, unfortunately, they might not listen to you unless you can beat them or show them up, or if you can't bounce a ball. Luckily, I can still play at a pretty good level, so any boys team that I do coach or help out at, when I play with them, they immediately start to listen because they can see that I can play pretty well or do some demonstrations. Whereas female athletes, they're more willing to listen and learn and just trust that you have some good knowledge. Now, it's not to say that they give respect freely and listen to anybody, because you do have to earn the respect, but just not as obvious as being a better player. So in that respect, when I'm 80 years old and I probably can't beat high school boys anymore, I know that I can have a better rapport and get more coachable kids with girls high school athletes compared to boys high school athletes. So this doesn't surprise me that Mad Dog does respect Iwazumi simply because he is a little bit more athletic than him and has beat him at every competition. Now let's see how Karasuno is going to respond to this. I heard this song during the VNL when Japan was playing USA, and it was so cool. I wonder what the Japanese players thought when they heard this. The Destroyer. That's got to be referring to Mad Dog. Nice serve. Ooh, out by a couple inches. That's got to be Tsuga yelling. I hear his comforting voice. Ooh, another ball that's out. These guys are just going for it. You know, sometimes when people are really trying to win games, they try a little too hard, or they get too amped up, and that's super normal. I've done that many times before. Sometimes you just need to do your normal game and don't get worked up. He said, damn you, off of the tape. Ooh, let's see, Mad Dog, come on. Let's see you score a legal point. He's probably going to crush this one. Man, he's coming from a really weird angle. Oh, that was pretty sick. You know, when people are approaching at that angle, they can only hit one spot. Yeah, the way you block that is the third blocker just has to drop his inside arm to cut off that extreme angle. That was more than a cut shot, that was a crush. Usually a cut shot means you're cutting it, you're taking off a little power to get a better angle. Chance ball. Mad Dog's a little bit unpredictable, which is even more difficult. Oh, he just goes hard. Alright, I've devised a strategy of how to stop Mad Dog. I think he predetermines where he's going to hit before he even gets set. Luckily, he's playing with a very skilled setter like K-Pop who can actually just put it in the zone for him to just do what he wants. But you notice that he is approaching parallel to the net because he probably thought, I'm going to hit this sharp angle. And here, when the play was called to hit the back one, he probably thought, I'm just going to hit here. So the way you stop a powerful player like this that predetermines where they're going to hit, you have to get in front of their approach and commit really early. So you see the direction of where they're approaching because that's where all the power is coming from. And you want to line up their hitting shoulder in front of your chest and press over as far as you can. And you want to take away low angles because most people who are trying to hit really hard usually are trying to hit downward. So they're not going to go over you, they're going to try to go through you if you are putting up a block against them. So that's my tip on stopping Mad Dog. Now it's much easier said than done because when you have a powerful hitter that's committed to a certain angle, they're going to blast through it, and if your block is not super solid, it's just going to tool off the block. So I'm curious Karasuno's strategy for how to contain Mad Dog. I love the long-term strategy of K-pop. Oh, nice up. Nice receive it. Fully committed. Yeah, he's a weapon. You gotta do the thinking for them. Those type of players. I'm curious what type of coaching the Seijo coach is going to offer Mad Dog. There's a lot of missed serves in this game. I'd be surprised if Kageyama misses. Here we go. Oh, using Mad Dog as a draw. Let's see if Mad Dog gets mad for not being set. That's one thing that's great about high school Japanese boys volleyball is so many slides that they run. And they're using some really good quality animations for Mad Dog. Maybe because Mad Dog's intimidating the animators to animate me better. Ooh, already up 3 points. That's a big separation in the beginning. And they are digging Hinata. Let's see if Mad Dog steals this one. Oh, I guess it's Mad Dog is getting set. There we go. Mad Dog's got one speed. Straight ahead. Hey, that's only 1 point though. Oh yeah, that's classic open gym volleyball. Go for the biggest hit every single time. Yeah, so we already finally heard some words from the coach saying he'll figure it out. We'll see if he does. Ooh, Hinata's saying, man, he doesn't know the joy of a tip. Man, Seijo's got some great defense. Oh, there we go. Come on. Drop your right hand. Who's that, Kageyama again? Yeah, people go 100% all the time. They eventually start making errors because things can't be perfect all the time. They should sub him out eventually. Use him just when he's valuable and then sub him out when he starts to make too many errors. Swing and whoosh. That doesn't really make sense. I wonder where that ball went. I hope they replay that one in slow motion. Let's go check it out. Yeah, gotta use your core and relax your limbs. Gosh, it's happening too fast. I think he's going over Hinata. So maybe Hinata. Okay, yeah. So it looks like he is going over Hinata, and that was a Kageyama, was it? Okay, that was Daichi. Yeah, he's going over them. So that's another thing about really powerful hitters, is they're usually swinging so fast that you do have to jump a little early to get your block set up before they complete their swing, because to generate that much power, they do have to hit the crap out of the ball by swinging super fast. Interesting detail here on the animation, you notice that the right arm of Nishinoya is blurry from the contact of digging Mad Dog. And I would have never noticed this detail if I didn't pause it on accident here. But that's a great animation technique, just to show the, I guess, the shock waves of the impact of the ball. Man, this is just such that subtle detail to make you feel the power of the hit. And if Nishinoya is getting shocked, you know he's hitting pretty hard. Yeah, a good setter will know how to use a special talent like this, but it's so hard to strategize and to keep Mad Dog's mental state level. Right? You saw earlier that he doesn't want to be a decoy. Not surprised he's going to hit out either, because he's just going to go 110% every single time. Ooh, I wonder what that leg tap was. Maybe that's a special play. Trying to communicate to his players. Oh, easy dig. Nice rally, high off the block. Another cover from a player. And Oikawa's going to set behind him. He sees Hinata following him. Yep. And then here we come, Mad Dog in that sharp angle again. Let's see if Hinata can just take off that sharp angle. Oh. Too fast. That was a great set by K-pop. Let's see how Kageyama is going to strategize. Oh yeah, I love those back and forth slow motion sequences just to show how close the game is. Suki is in. Maybe he will know how to take away those angles. What's all these signals here? Nice receive it. That never gets old. Come on, Setsuki. Oh, they're running Hinata from the back row. I thought that was going to be glorious. Oh yeah, there we go. I love it. I love that trash talking by K-pop though. Get in your opponent's head, and that was a great thing to say. Oh, here we go, Tsuga with just running that simple, effective offense. That's a great tool to have from your players, your bench players. Unless they're going to have Kageyama hit. Maybe they're going to run that 6-2. I'm surprised they don't have Mad Dog serving in this intermission. Is he going to get him back and hit him in the face? I guess not. Yeah, let's see what their explanation is for this one. Uh-oh. And Kageyama got tooled, so it looks like it might be time for Tsuga to come in and make an impact. Still waiting for Yamaguchi to come in and shine and get his redemption. Maybe Yamaguchi can serve Mad Dog. That would make it so poetic. The weakest player coming to serve the strongest hitter. I gotta admit, that's a pretty cool serving routine, spinning the ball in the hand like that. Oh, he's gonna go for it, but this one's gonna be in. Man. Sometimes the ball is so fast you just have no time to react. I've been there many times before. Yeah. Not being able to react, that's embarrassing on serve receive. You just feel helpless. My prediction is that Seijo is going to win the second set, and then Karasuno is going to come back with some strategy, some different players to come back in and win the third one. Of course, Nishio gets the ball up. Ooh, Itsuki with the bump set. And Tanaka, come on. Ooh, good block. He's great at tooling the block. Come on, let's see if he can get under Mad Dog's skin for tooling him. Maybe Suga for the serve. I would love to see Kageyama hit though. This is what you have your veterans coming to do, to just do the job. Oh yeah, taking Mad Dog out of his hitting rhythm. I love it. Oh. This is such a cool strategy, and this is so real. I can't emphasize how real these tactics are. I know I keep saying that, but it never gets old. So Tsuga came in to serve Mad Dog short, and when you serve a player short, you take them out of their rhythm and their hitting approach, because when they pass short, they have to back up again and then start their hitting approach. Or sometimes they don't even have time. They have to pass short and then just go from where they are. So you really do disrupt their hitting rhythm and their ability to max jump. Great strategy. I thought Yamaguchi was going to come in and do this, but the fact that they had the upperclassmen do it under pressure and just serve short, that was a good call, coach. And K-pop recognized that. He's like, well, Mad Dog's probably not going to be ready because Mad Dog can't really adjust. But Hinata is always ready, regardless of what he has to do. 2-point game. Come on, do one more, Tsuga. Nice and short to Mad Dog. Yep. He's going to get so frustrated. This is where you just have to hide Mad Dog all the way short and don't have him pass at all. Or hide him deep so he doesn't have to pass short and just focus on hitting. So now you reduce the number of hitters, since you know Mad Dog's not going to pass. Oh, Tsuga is going to set. Come on, set Kageyama. Yes. Yes, we finally get to see Kageyama hit. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. I knew that tactic had to be employed at some point. This one, I can really say I called this one. Do you guys remember back in season 1 where someone asked me what do I think is the strongest lineup? And I don't know if I had said it during that question, that Q&A session, but at one of the episodes, I after Kageyama actually hit a really good 5, like when Hinata was trying to hit the right side, and then Kageyama's like, you just do it like this, and he hit right side. I was like, ooh, Kageyama can set and hit. They should run a 6-2, which means Kageyama can set from the back row and then hit from the front row. So you get his setting ability and his hitting ability. That was such a cool change, and I love how Coach Ukai just trusted his players to do their job and not trying to control the situation too much. I also love how Suga just came in and just knew that Kageyama was going to be ready and wasn't afraid to set someone he probably has never set before. I don't think Suga has ever had to set Kageyama in a game or even in a practice, because Kageyama is usually the one setting. This is a cool strategy here. This is all real, by the way. Side story. One of the teams I coached in 2015 or 16, our setter, Cynthia, was very skilled. She had decent height. She was like 5'8". She had our starting setter, and we were struggling with hitting a little bit on the right side. So we did convert her to set from the back row and then also hit from the front row. Now, even though she did do that job very well, we eventually had to change it back because she wasn't getting enough setting reps, because half the time she had to hit during practice. So it was affecting her setting. So if this strategy is employed, usually you want to save it for emergency situations like this, because it's really difficult to both set and hit at a very high level. But the fact that I even had a setter, Cynthia, who could do both, that's already super impressive. That's what non-volleyball watchers think. That's what my wife thinks. She's like, stop using all this terminology that I don't understand. Oh, so Suga had a sub in for Daichi because Daichi is opposite of Kageyama. So when Daichi went in the back row, yeah. Wow, they took a risk to take their captain off, but it's because Suga also has... Oh, they did not take Daichi off. They subbed in for Tsuki. Great explanations. I love this education for non-volleyball fans here. I love how Hinata's just always super excited. He's a cute guy. Let's see if Mad Dog makes any adjustments. Maybe Mad Dog's just gonna pass a short in this jump from there. There we go. Yeah, just have someone else pass for him. Oh, and he's gonna go high and over. Oh, that was great. You got 2 points out of that. That's a 2-for-1 trade. That's totally worth it. Yeah, but as a server, you want to try to win the game as a specialist, though. I love, man, Tanaka. You always have a chance when you have a Tanaka on your team that doesn't give up. Perfect pass. Another set to Mad Dog. Ooh, and we got the tip. Now, let's see if they can bump set. Holy Matt Libero's got that jump set. Let's see what... Was that in? That was in. We'll see if Mad Dog can do it under pressure. That's a good strategy. Make everyone eventually hyper-focus on Mad Dog and then use him as a decoy, but looks like Hinata is already thinking about that. Nice maki. Yeah, sometimes you just need somebody to go in and blast balls from the back row. I love it. I love that he just goes all out every single hit. Even if it does come with a lot of errors, you gotta appreciate someone that's just gonna go for it every single time and who's fearless. Yeah, they don't want Mad Dog to get into a rhythm. Let's see how Karasuno responds. Ooh, another missed serve. So much pressure. You can always trust Tanaka though. Nice receiver. His eyes are bulging out. He's just running. Oh, we got Sleepy Guy here. Whoa. That was a cool play. Having the decoy run behind and then... Yeah, 3-point gap. That's a big gap at the end of a game. Man, Mad Dog's animations are just so fluid. .22 to 18. Yeah, when you're down, this was a sink or swim strategy from Seijo, because Seijo was doing their normal successful strategy that was working against everybody else, and for some reason Karasuno was able to figure it out. And I really applaud the coach for making this risky choice, because even if it didn't work out, it's always better to try to change something when things aren't going well than to change nothing at all. So this was that sink or swim strategy, and it works out. As another side story, in the 2012 Olympics, one of the greatest coaching moves of all time, it was Brazil versus Russia, and this is the men's Olympic finals in 2012. Brazil got crushed in the first 2 sets, and it looked like Brazil was just going to walk their way into the gold medal match. And whatever Russia did was doing so well that led them up to that gold medal match was not working, no matter how many normal combinations they tried. That always worked. So they moved their opposite hitter, Mikhailov, to outside. So they completely changed his position, and they moved Mazersky, who's usually their middle, to opposite. Now, these are professional players, so they can be moved around, but even at the professional level, making those type of drastic changes and to do well is very, very rare. But I applaud Coach Legno from Russia to just make a ballsy move, because he knew that if they continue to do the same thing, it would just be 3-0, right? Same things usually lead to the same results. So he just thought, F it, I'm just going to mix it up and see what happens. And what's crazy, they ended up winning the gold medal match. They ended up winning the next 3. And I think they have this game on YouTube, which you should watch, the 2012 Olympic final between Brazil and Russia. So that's what makes Coach Legno from Russia one of the most legendary coaches to make such a ballsy move under the most important game of his career, you can argue, you can say. Let's see what the timeout strategy. Maybe just to break their rhythm. Ooh, we finally get to see what's in the mind of the Seijo coach. Slow starter, get him warmed up at the end of the set 1, and now he's in rhythm for set 2. It's a great strategy. And you can't really serve any tougher. I really think Karasuno's just putting their best serve forward. There's got to be some mental strategy here to get into Mad Dog's head and throw him off their game if he's just hitting over them. Is it him? Is it his turn? Yes! Please don't end here. Come on. I've been waiting for Yamaguchi to shine. Of course. Here's my immediate reaction to episode 21. When you guys said that the last few episodes of season 2 were going to be really exciting, I always trust what you guys say, and everything you guys say ends up becoming true, and appreciate you saying it without spoiling it, by the way. I'm still blown away that we have thousands of viewers that are watching my HAIKYUU reaction videos, and the ones that have stuck with me this entire time have not done any spoilers. And I just have to thank you guys once again for being so thoughtful of me and being respectful of my experience with HAIKYUU, even though you guys have watched this a million times and probably want to have those conversations with each other in the comments. So I just gotta thank you guys again for not spoiling it for me. I really do have some of the best fans on YouTube, so thank you. Back to the HAIKYUU comment. Gosh, that was a little bit of a tangent. That was a good tangent because I always want to take the time to thank you guys, but I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, these last few episodes have been super exciting. I was so engrossed in that episode that I did not realize that 25 minutes passed by, and that's happened multiple times. So let's talk about Mad Dog. I have mixed feelings about him. I initially mentioned in the last episode where, yes, Mad Dog is a very powerful weapon to use, but it shouldn't come at the cost of the teammates. But watching this episode, sometimes you do have to take that risk for the reward. The reward is the win, and just trusting actually your other players to learn how to play with Mad Dog. And it looks like people have learned how to work with him to let Mad Dog do his thing. And you have two great leaders, I think it was Iwazumi, who verbally and culturally can keep him in check. Culturally, I mean by team culture. He's not going to let Mad Dog just be a total dick to everybody, because it looks like he just immediately put him in place. And then you got K-pop that was running the offense and knows how to keep Mad Dog mentally engaged in the game and could sense when to set him and when to go away from him, and also what plays to call for him, because he's setting Mad Dog all over the place, and Mad Dog, all he has to do is just focus on jumping high and hitting hard. Another sign of a great team is how quickly they can adapt, and you saw how Seijo, after 2 short serves, they were able to figure out the strategy to counteract Suga's serving strategy. So I wouldn't be surprised if Karasuno comes back and makes another change, because this has just been back and forth. I would like to hear more insight from the Seijo coach, because he knows how to run this team and maximize the players that he has. Because I think either one of you guys said in the comments before that Seijo doesn't have the most talented players, but because they have an amazing setter like K-pop who knows how to maximize the players that he has, plus you have a good coach that knows how to position his players for success. I would like to learn more to see what the Seijo coach is thinking, his strategies and his philosophies. What would be crazy if Yamaguchi ends up becoming the hero of this set. I think Karasuno's down by 4 points, so that's a big margin, 18 to 22, and it is possible for a server to come in and take over a game, not just simply from aces, because even if they don't get aced, if they don't pass the ball well, you set up a predictable offense, you dig the ball in transition, and then you can convert that transition point. So we'll see if this is Yamaguchi's hero moment. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction video. We'll see you guys in the next episode.